Hey boys and girls, welcome to Levy School. All right, welcome back to Levy School, where we answer all the most common questions, address all the most common concerns, and hopefully clear up some of the most common misconceptions regarding school levies in general, but more specifically, the levy that'll be on the November 5th ballot for Anthony Wayne schools. The question for Levy School today is, why do districts like Anthony Wayne always come to people for tax money? Yes, ma'am. Question?
Yeah. So I have a friend in a different school district, and she can't remember the last time they asked for a new tax levy.
Yeah, I totally understand that. We look around at other districts that aren't putting tax levies on the ballot, and the perception can be that your district is always asking you to increase your taxes. I can totally understand that feeling. First, Anthony Wayne actually isn't always asking you for taxes. The last time we passed a new operating levy or an increase taxes for operating was 11 years ago. It was in 2013. So kind of think of it like for the last 11 years in your house, imagine you were getting kind of small cost of living increases because the district has generated a little more revenue over the last 11 years. But the expenses related to education, like the expenses related to everything, have just gone up. So expenses have just outpaced the kind of incremental revenue growth. So that's one of the reasons we're at this place asking for a new operating levy, because for the last 11 years, we haven't asked for any increase in operating revenue from local taxes. So even though it feels like Anthony Wayne's always doing that, especially in the last year because it's been on the ballot, that's actually not true. The last time we did this was 11 years ago. That being said, here's the reason a district like Anthony Wayne will come to taxpayers more often for levies than other districts might. Again, remember that school districts are funded from three sources: federal government, state government, and then our local taxes. All districts are not created equal. The state looks at a district like Anthony Wayne and considers it high wealth. So remember, the way we pay property taxes is on a millage based on the value of our homes. So if your homes are more valuable, you're going to end up paying more in taxes to your local school system, or your school system is going to generate more revenue. So in Anthony Wayne, again, if you just do the math, if the median income or median home value is about $400,000, this levy would generate, or just based on a normal kind of 20 mil cycle, you would pay about $2,700 a year in property tax to the school system. Another district where the median home value is $125,000, they're going to pay on average $875 to their local school district per year. So you can see the millage isn't equal based on the difference in home values. So when the state looks at Anthony Wayne, they say, you're a high wealth area. Essentially, we're going to ask you or expect you to carry a heavier load in terms of educating your children than we're going to ask, let's say, a district that is less materially wealthy. So right now, 75% of Anthony Wayne's operating budget comes from our local property taxes. That is not the case for other kinds of districts. Essentially, the state looks at us and says, because you're wealthier people, you can pay for more of your education, and we're going to expect you to. And that is why districts like Anthony Wayne come to taxpayers more often, because most of the funding for our school system comes from our local taxes, which is not the case for other districts. They're getting more state and federal aid. So look, here's the thing. Again, public education, it is a public trust. It is based on a value. We value educating every person in our society. That is an incredibly expensive value. And the only way it works is if we all choose to pitch in and pay for it. Operating expenses are not super attractive, but they are the nuts and bolts of public education. And basically, because we have been blessed in so many ways, because so much has been given to us, we're expected to give more. Now, you may not like that, but that's the way that it works. And it is the unique burden that we carry as people who are blessed to live in the community that we live in, to have the things that we have. We have to shoulder more of that responsibility so that our kids get the same education that we got. Again, I'm incredibly grateful. People that I don't even know, but they made the sacrifices to make sure that I got a great education. I feel grateful for that. I hope you do too. I also feel a sense of responsibility now to be those kinds of people, to be the kind of person that does for others what was done for me. I hope you feel the same way. If you do, join us. Vote yes for Anthony Wayne Schools on November 5th. Thanks for attending. We'll see you back here for our next episode of Levy School, where we'll talk about why does Anthony Wayne need more money?